These are 10 things I hate about VR. First thing that I hate about VR is for standalone headsets, and that is just low battery life. Now, there is no way around this problem. Unless I go into the future and get special technologies for the batteries, there's literally nothing. Yes, I can go out and buy a battery bank or a head strap that has a battery attached, but not everyone has the money for that. They're really expensive, and I already have a head strap that I pay like 50 bucks for, and sometimes you're just low on cash and there's not much you can do. The only way to combat this is just keep charging it, but then you have to deal with the degradation of battery. Your battery might get harmed, and obviously it's not good. Wait till the end of the video to see the one thing I hate the most about VR, and a very easy trick that you guys can do to prevent your Quest from having the same fate as others. The next thing I don't like about VR, actually I hate, is small FOV. Unless you have the Pimax or another headset that has an insane FOV, the FOV inside VR headsets are not that impressive. You put on a VR headset for the first time, and it's like 40% of your vision was cut off, and now you have two circle cubes that you're looking through. Now, honestly, it's not that extreme. I'm obviously exaggerating, but it's very noticeable the amount of FOV and viewing that is cut off. Having a huge and wide FOV literally increases your immersion by at least 200%. And if you're asking for the source for these statistics, just trust me, bro. The PSVR 2 and other headsets like the Vive Index, they have an alright FOV. They could still be better, but the Quest headsets have a smaller FOV than most, which kind of sucks, but the Quest headsets make it up by being standalone and having a million games and just being overall great headsets. Another thing that I hate about VR, now this is a personal thing for me, is that I don't actually feel like I'm playing VR. Some people who play VR get so into it, they start experiencing ghost touching and they think it's real life. If you're wondering what ghost touch is, it's really when something touches you in VR and you feel it in real life, although it didn't actually happen in real life. It could be Casper just touching you, pause. And that's just one thing I've never experienced. Like when I play VR, I don't ever feel ghost touches. Honestly, it just feels like I have a phone strapped to my face with a screen with two controllers that I tracked pretty well. Like it doesn't feel super immersive like it does for other people. And honestly, it's not fair. I think it has to do with racism and prejudice against smart people. I'm just blabbering. I don't know what I'm talking about. But honestly, it doesn't feel like I'm playing VR and I don't like it. I wish I was more immersed. The next thing I hate about VR is expensive headsets. Now, VR in general is just ridiculously expensive. I mean, the Valve Index, which is about 5 years old now, is still $1,000, which is insane. This thing literally breaks so easily, and it's so old that they're still selling for so much. And you need Vive trackers and stations to track the headset, which is insane. Most of the HTC Vive headsets are about like in the thousands as well, get like with a $200 margin of error. Unless you go for the MetaQuest headsets, you will not be able to afford a VR headset in general. You can just forget it. Maybe the Pico headsets, but Meta headsets are so cheap. And the reason why they're cheap, if you're wondering, is because Mark Zuckerberg sells these at well, they say it's a loss, but honestly, it's like a $50 bonus, which is not good at all for Facebook as a company. The Quest 3 costs about $450 to make, and they sell it for $500. Now, if you want something to compare that with, Apple's iPhone 15 Pro Max costs about the same amount to make, $450. But they sell that phone for $1,100. Listen, $1,100. Are you serious? Like I get it. You could definitely sell that for like $800, but $1,100, insane. And that's without the upgrades. In general, Facebook is just too not Facebook. VR is just too bro. VR is just too expensive to get into unless you want to go the Facebook route. But some people have had problems with Facebook. Now, next thing I hate about VR, and this is just, oh my god, it's motion sickness. This is the reason why a lot of people stop playing VR, and sometimes it's the reason why people don't play for a long time. They only play in small bursts. Now, me personally, I don't have motion sickness from playing VR, but I've had friends who have motion sickness, which make games annoying to play because my friend will get a little bit dizzy after like 30 seconds of playing. And usually this isn't that big of a problem. We'll sit down, we'll wait, and then he will turn on like the teleportation movement setting, which really helps with motion sickness. So if you deal with motion sickness, don't use smooth turning, don't use smooth walking, just like make sure you use snap turning and teleportation while you move. Overall, this is horrible. 0 out of 10 experience. I don't like motion sickness, even though it's happened to me once, ever. Now, next thing I hate about VR has nothing to do with VR. It has to do with the space that you play it in. And we all have small spaces. Some of us are lucky to have big bedrooms if we're the kid of Mark Zuckerberg, or we play in the giant living room. But me personally, my room is not that big. Actually, I think it's just the right size. In fact, I have slammed my wall playing Echo VR and demolished my pointer finger. Like I couldn't feel anything from that finger for about like 5 minutes. I understand that tons of VR headsets have virtual borders that stop you from walking into your wall and creating an outline on it, but sometimes your hands are just moving too fast. Like, you cannot stop it. It's too late. Like when you're throwing a disc in Echo VR, or you're trying to run or do some crazy mechanic in Gorilla Tag. If you hit your hand, it's over. Just look at these people who have to destroy their controllers just trying to have fun. The next thing I hate, guys, hate is a very strong word. Don't use it, but I will be using it for this video. And you guys can use it in the comments. I'm giving you permission. But one thing I hate about VR is how fragile some of the headsets are. From the build of the plastic headset to the controllers, some headsets are just too fragile. And the main one I'm really talking about here, I'm not trying to name names here, but it starts with Vive and ends with Index. This headset is way too fragile, especially for being $1,000. Now, a lot of the YouTubers I've watched who make VR videos always complain about having to buy multiple Valve indexes because of how easily they break. And it's usually the wire that breaks, there's stick drift, some random glue issues on the headset. I don't get that part, and it's just too fragile for being $1,000. And that's without the base stations. Is that bay or base? Base stations. Vive Index. Oh, it's a base station. Okay. Now, I've never had a physical issue or build issue with my Quest 2 or my Quest 3. I did have now I have stick drift on my Quest 2 after I bought my Quest 3. I don't even use my Quest 2 at all. But yeah, next thing I dislike very heavily, also known as hate, is the headsets not coming with promised features. And I'm mainly talking about the Quest 3 here. One thing I wanted from mixed reality is be able to use it for travel and just entertainment, for like planes, for example. I wish I could bring my Quest onto a plane and use it, but that's something you just cannot do on the Quest. And that's literally what it's made for, to use in mixed reality in games. But in my opinion, I feel like I know Zuckerberg promised a ton of mixed reality features that were going to come to the headset. And once the headset was released, the features weren't there, and they still aren't there till this day. Travel mode is not the main problem. It's features like augment, full body tracking, and things that really got me to buy the headset. You could see it in the trailer. Even with the pass-through in the trailer was amazing. What we saw in the trailer of the Quest 3 is completely different than what we got in real life. This is like what's his name? MKBHD said it best.
A lot of these tech companies are developing tech kind of backwards. Like, they're delivering such unfinished products that it actually makes them nearly impossible to review. Like,
you cannot keep sending things with promised features and then that should be a scam. I feel scammed right now. Another thing I hate about VR, and this is a common issue with everybody, it's bad software. I have never used a VR headset and thought, wow, this is such a good experience. This is the best software I have ever used. The only time people have ever said that was about Apple's headset, and that doesn't even count because it's just too expensive. But everything else was horrible. And if you're probably confused, what do I mean by software? You're probably wondering. I'm mainly talking about the UI of many interfaces. For example, it's still here, and it's so old. It's the Oculus VR interface. And then when you connect it to your computer, this interface and software and UI and everything about it has actually been the worst I have ever experienced. It does not support hand tracking at all, so I'm forced to use my control every time I want to connect to my PC, and it's honestly the worst software I've ever used. Now, the Steam VR software, it's alright. I don't particularly like it. I don't like it at all, but it's still usable. But don't even look at it. Luckily, Facebook is locked in. They peeped game locked in and updated their interface for the Quest. I mean, it looks pretty good in my opinion. I actually like it compared to when I first got my Quest 2. That was an ugly menu. I did not like that at all. That was horrible. Bad software is a no-go. And finally, the thing you've been waiting for the most, and the thing I hate the most in this entire world, more than pineapple on pizza. And if you're wondering what that is, it's screen burning. Screen burning is when sunlight enters the lenses on your headset, and then that sunlight burns into the display inside the headset, causing a black spot that is permanent, and there's nothing you can do about it. You could try to return the headset to Meta, and they will fix it up for you, taking about like a week, or you could take it to Best Buy. I don't know. Okay, I've never had this problem, thank God, because I prevented it from happening, and you can do that too. And if you're wondering how, it's really simple. First of all, never let your lenses face the sun. Don't let it face a window, nothing like that. Put it under your bed. Now, if you do place your Quest in a sunny area, like how I put mine on top of my desk for easy grabbing, then I would prefer you to get a VR cover from a company, or just put anything over the lenses. You don't really need a VR cover, but VR covers are more slick and smaller, and they fit right into the lenses with no problem. Now, what was I about to say? Yeah, like literally take care of your lenses. It is the most important part of the visual experience while playing VR. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know. What do you think? What can we have? Who am I? Who are you? Bye bye.